What's up, ladies, gentlemen, everything in between and on the outskirts. Welcome to khazaraanime, where I'll attempt to give my thoughts in a reviewer's type manner on anime that either I've been watching or is recommended by people for me to take a look at. Today we're going to be looking at the first season of Sololeveling, which is an anime series originally based off the novel that bears the same name. This title was created by Chu Gong and was later moved to a platform known as Webtoon, where you can go on right now to view an overwhelmingly amount of manga and comics digitally. This is where I first learned about Sololeveling, along with two other series that I've just started watching. But as it would seem, A1 Pictures, home to a lot of series, most notably Erased, Black Butler, 7 Deadly Sins, and Sword Art Online, just to name a few, would then come to pick up Sololeveling and be responsible for the animation production. Shunseki Nagasaki will be serving as the director, and Noboru Komuro serving as the scriptwriter who has helped pen a couple of novels and has a hand in quite a number of few anime series. But on to the story. So somewhere in the world, kind of like our own modern world, civilization has grown accustomed to the appearances of these gates that leads to another world filled with monsters. At first, humanity found this phenomenon quite surprising, but over time grew accustomed to it, and because of such event, people began noticing that they possess magical powers. Adjusting to this new normal, people began organizing these magic users and dubbed them hunters, all of which is separated into class and rankings based on the type of ability that the person possesses. The more powerful a person was, the higher the ranking is considered. To capitalize on the usefulness of these new discoveries held, these hunters will occasionally go to the other world via these gates to obtain and cultivate their resources, which would then be utilized to benefit the hunters and civilization. This can come in the form of minerals, raw materials, and etc. Enter our main character, Sung Jin-woo. He is considered the bottom of the barrel, weakest hunter ever amongst his peers. However, he possesses a good heart and is willing to protect and sacrifice for the sake of others, his family, and friends. His close friend Lee Joo-hee can agree, but all of that changed one day when he, his friend, and a couple of other hunters signed up to go on a mission within his dungeon. Within the dungeon, they had a few monsters to fight, but they ended up coming out on top. Upon the discovery of a second unknown dungeon, these hunters was faced with the decision. It was either go home with what they have acquired or continue to go into the unknown with a possible chance of obtaining more. So just like a gambler that doesn't know when to quit, of course these hunters aimed for more. This one decision determined the fate of so many, including our main character. So let's just say some fun things happened, leading to Jin-woo acquiring the opportunity to becoming more of a powerful hunter, thus transforming him from this to this. Because of this particular incident that occurred, he is now facing with trying to figure out what his newfound abilities, strength, and this option that keeps dictating his growth means. Unfortunately, because of his deeds, he is beginning to attract some attention from entities that are curious about his existence, and for those who is close, his becoming. The music and original soundtrack was done by Hiroyuki Sawano, a music producer and arranger who has worked on many other IPs and has contributed his skills to many other animes such as Blue Exorcist, 7 Deadly Sins, Seraph of the End, Attack on Titan, and Bleach 1000-Year War, just to name a few. He also has another alias or name he goes by when he works with other artists. This also includes when he ventures out with the utilization of his vocals. This name is just his normal name with NZK added to the end. What does this stand for? I have no idea. But he also has put together a band by the name of Nak Vane, which actually has a few projects that's out. Of course, links to where you can find all the music will be in the description below. So when it comes to the music, it's cinematic and on point. The opening song Level that features the South Korean boy band Tomorrow Tomorrow is hype. Not to mention its upbeat tempo, and yes, lyrics are so relative. Allow me to recite the poetic words. I got to pay the bills. The bills. Yes, we all do. But on a serious note, the music slaps. The ending theme, which goes by the name of Request, was performed by singer-songwriter Krage. Whenever I watch the outro visuals and hear this song come on, the first thing I started thinking about, strangely enough, are those classic Persona games I wish they would re-release, remaster, or remake for current-gen consoles. That's probably due to the imagery change in aspect ratios and various styles being presented. But while I'm talking about the visuals, now going into the presentation, Sololeveling possesses some of the most balls-to-the-wall action sequences that look very awesome. But I must say that if you aren't into graphic dismemberment and gruesome imagery, I would strongly recommend you turn away because oh my god. I am talking more so about the event that takes place during the beginning of the season that jump-started it all. Also, when it comes to the emotions of these characters, you can most definitely believe them. Not just because of the screwed up situations most often find themselves in, but due to the viewer having sympathy and understanding the severity of the situation that they find themselves in.
We're all gonna die!
But I must say, if somebody was to look at the image of this show like the promotional poster like we did, I wouldn't be surprised if one may not believe that this and this guy are the same person. But it's quite understandable how it's used from a narrative standpoint. There were a few concepts that stuck out to me while I was watching this anime. One concept is what obtaining power can do to a person. Let's take Jin-woo for example. It's obvious that some sort of a change has happened to this character just based purely off his appearance, before and after his transition. But it wasn't just physically or his outer appearance that seemed to change. His mindset and what he ends up doing seemingly begins to contradict the type of level of morality he once possessed when he was just starting off as a normal guy. There is no other better example than this exposition with this colorful bunch of hunters. Again, something happens and he is pushed, or rather was placed into a position where he will have to do something Jinwoo's old self would disagree with. Or if his old self would have accepted, he seemingly would not have found enjoyment in what this program was asking him to do. But given the circumstances, Jinwoo agrees and commences to what I would like to call a deep pivotal turning point to Jinwoo's becoming. What he did was cold, and if I can take an educated guess, there's probably a good reason why his eyes began to look similar to another character that you see in the beginning. This seemingly drawback to his ascension may be his moral compass leading him to become this force of nature. But then again, if he did not go through these changes, he would have been long gone had it not been for his newfound strength. The opponents, jerks, and situations he encounters would have spelled the end for him, no doubt. A couple of things that I have to question is, what exactly is this computer system looking thing that keeps popping up? I haven't read the original source and I don't want to spoil it for myself, but what and why is this program grooming Jinwoo for? Also, what is the history behind this mysterious dungeon in the beginning? Honestly, I don't think we'll ever get the answers until the next season comes around, which is not too far actually. Not to mention, Solo Leveling also has a game that's pretty much coming out, or it's probably already out by the time that this review hits. But yeah, we definitely enjoyed season 1 and can't wait for season 2. After this review, you can watch Solo Leveling on the subscription-based service Crunchyroll. The moral of the story, power corrupts, but that's only if you allow it. Don't forget who you are and what you stand for, regardless of the type of power that you may obtain. And until next time, peace.